you have to respect his ability and the experience and everything he's got. But essentially, I think I'm going to beat him and I'm going to knock him out.
All right, Liam Williams is here, WBO middleweight mandatory challenger. He is facing Demetrius Andrade in Miami this weekend. That's a fight you can see in the afternoon in the U.S. on Dazn. Liam, let's start with this fight. I mean, you have been calling for a fight with Demetrius Andrade for months now. What is it about this particular matchup that you really liked?
It was obviously a case of the WBO was my route. That's where my good ranking was. So obviously wanted to, follow that and get the number one and obviously get my shot, which I have now. But for me, it was just an exciting challenge because obviously everybody says that Andrade is the avoided man, the this, that, the other. So for me, I just thought that's the challenge I want. That's the guy I want to go and beat for a world title.
Do you think he has been avoided?
Maybe a little bit, not as much as he makes out. But yeah, maybe a little bit because he is, he's a southpaw. He's tricky. He's an awkward fighter. He brings a lot of awkwardness to the table. So he probably has been a little bit, but I don't see any major threats to him. And I think I'm going to walk through him. I'm going to hurt him.
Well, what gives you that impression? Because Andrade, throughout his career, has not only beaten every opponent he's faced, but the ones he hasn't stopped, the scoring margin has largely been pretty wide. I mean, you really have to go back to his win over Jack Koke to find a fight that was relatively close. What makes you believe that you can do what no opponent has done yet to Demetrius Andrade?
I just think I bring too much intensity, work rate, the engine, and the punch power. I think once I start hitting him, I'm going to put him in a shell. And I just don't believe he's going to have enough fight in him to keep me away. Going back to the likes of Jack Koke, I had quite a good fight with him. No disrespect, but I don't rate Jack Koke. I don't think he's that good. He's about 4 foot nothing. He's very basic. So but for you to go back that far and say that he's probably one of his best fights and one of his best names, then for me it says a lot really, because I don't think he's really boxed anybody with a big name or he's never boxed anybody got any star potential.
When you watch film of Andrade, like, what are opponents doing wrong against him? What are opponents doing that you would never do and you're not going to do in a fight like this?
They give him too much respect because he's obviously got this image of being tricky and a good boxer and this and that. They're going in, they're allowing that to bother him too much, and they're thinking of a way in, they're thinking of how they're going to get inside him. For me, I'm going to give him zero respect. I'm going to be on his chest and I'm going to look to cause damage.
You made 3 years ago a significant change with your team and going to work with Dominic Ingle. What has that change done for you?
It's done massive amounts for me because, I was saying a little bit earlier on, I was in a place where I weren't really enjoying what I was doing anymore. I wasn't living the life I should have been. I was cutting corners, I was cheating. I was drinking when I shouldn't have been. I was eating crap food when I shouldn't have been. Nothing was just falling into place, and it was nobody else's fault other than my own. But I've made adjustments. I lived the life. I don't cut any corners. I'm always working very hard. So that's all the confidence I need. I know in my mind, I know the hard work and sacrifice I make, and I know I've got it in the tank to beat this guy.
What made you realize you needed to make a change? Was it just the 2 losses to Liam Smith, or was there something more?
Do you know what? I probably knew before them losses that I was, you know, what's the word I can use? I should maybe just play him with boxing a bit more. I weren't taking it as serious as I should have been. But obviously the losses, they were the final straw. They made me make the move. But even before that, I was just thinking, you know, I was getting away with making, not making as much sacrifice, but I was getting away with this. So I kind of just kept going with it. Whereas when I lost, then I thought this is the final thing. Now I need to either, you know, pack in boxing and carry on doing the same crap I've been doing and messing around, or pack all that in and fully focus on boxing. And obviously made the right choice and went with fully dedicated myself to boxing and what I do.
You know, you change your lifestyle, but as Dominic Ingle changed your style, I mean, how much different of a fighter are you than the guy who took the 2 losses to Smith?
Yeah, I've obviously, alongside me changing, you know, the way I live and the way I approach these big fights and the approach training, then obviously Dom has been a massive part. He's taught me so much technically, you know, in terms of my diet and nutrition and stuff. That's another massive part. I was struggling to make weight at 154. You know, I was good for 4 rounds. After that, I'd always start fading because I literally took so much weight off. And if I was still making 154, I wouldn't be sat here talking to you right now. I couldn't hold a conversation for 10 minutes fight week. It wasn't a pleasant experience. So you know, I'm just happy in myself now. I'm living a good life outside boxing, not just in terms of dedication, but family life, my daughter, my missus, and all that kind of stuff. Everything's good. So I'm in a happy place.
Yeah, you're unbeaten at 160 pounds now. What is the difference at 160 versus 154? Is it just feeling comfortable not having to cut all the way down, or is there something more?
It's just a case of obviously knowing when I was making 154, it weren't even just the last week or two having to make the weight. There's 8, 10, like, you know, well, 10 weeks, 8, 6, 4, like, you know, knowing, you know, when the time is going to come where I'm going to have to make this weight. And it's in the back of your mind thinking, you know, I've got 20 pounds to lose, 18 pounds, whatever it may be. And I'm just thinking all the way through campus now, it's a mental drain and a mental block. So you can't enjoy your training to lose weight. You can't really enjoy what you're doing properly and learn new things because you're just fully focused on making weight.
You know, you, Liam, have been fully focused on this fight. You wanted Demetrius Andrade. You wanted this shot. Whereas Andrade, you know, for the last several months, he's been calling out Billy Joe Saunders. He has been looking for a fight with Gennady Golovkin. Do you think, in a way, he's looking past you?
Maybe a little bit. I don't think he's stupid enough to totally overlook me. He knows what I bring to the table. What I do think might have happened is he's obviously got one eye like elsewhere on other fights, when I don't think he quite realised how much of a test and how hard this fight is going to be for him. So, you know, hopefully he has overlooked. I don't think he has, but hopefully he has, because it's only going to play in my favour and it's going to make me win easier the more I think I'm going to win anyway.
How has the adjustment been coming to Florida, coming from overseas? And I mean, have you been there long enough? How do you feel physically now?
Yeah, I've been here a week already up until now. So you know, originally they wanted me to come like 5 or 7 days before, and I was like, nah, no way, because obviously I've been here a week now, and it's only just now I'm starting to feel, I would say I'm 95%, 90% just right now. I got a couple more days. So you just think if I had to get here and fight within 5 days, it would have took the edge off me, and I wouldn't have been able to come with the same intensity and effort that I'm going to come with right now. So, being his promoters and stuff, it was a smart move, but I've gone out my way to do that, and I've paid out of my own pocket to keep my team for the extra duration and whatnot. So it just goes to show really how committed I am and how much I want this.
It sounds like, Liam, you're as locked in as you've ever been, whether it's because of your trainer, your nutrition, getting there as early as you did. I mean, is this the best you've felt going into a fight?
Yeah, physically and mentally, I'm in a great place where I honestly don't feel like I could get a lot better. Life is never 100% perfect for everyone, but right now I'm in a very good place, and I'm happy with the way everything's going in terms of boxing and general life.
Is this the kind of fight, Liam, where you feel like you can outbox Demetrius Andrade, or do you need to be more physical and try to put him out?
I think it's a case of, I think it's going to be 70% physical, because obviously I'm going to need to put the pressure on him and really make him work hard, not give him too many breaks in the action and stuff. But I think I need to do it in a smart manner as well. I just don't think I can go in all guns blazing, crash bang wall up. It's not going to work like that. I need to have my mind screwed on and approach it in the correct way,
Yeah, it certainly will be just an incredible challenge. You are someone that you seem like you've been pretty respectful of Demetrius. You're not looking at him as somebody that hasn't really accomplished anything. You're looking at him as being a pretty tough opponent.
Yeah, of course. I've shown him some respect, and I've also disrespected him a little as well, because there's things I like and the things I don't like about him, and that's just, I suppose that's the way of life. You can't be everybody's cup of tea, and everybody can't be yours, So, yeah, it's just the way it is. I think that, but I do just generally think I'm going to have too much for him, and you have to respect his ability and the experience and everything he's got. But essentially, I think I'm going to beat him and I'm going to knock him out.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Liam, good luck on Saturday, and thanks for joining me.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Take care.